creatures of the night. This is my last review of AEW Rampage because this is the last episode of AEW Rampage. Well, at least Tony Khan said the last episode of Rampage for the foreseeable future. So who knows if Rampage will ever make it back. Well, you know what? After the way the show ended tonight, probably not. Rampage been around for over 3 years. I remember watching the first episode of Rampage. Very first match was Kenny Omega versus our stepdaddy Christian Cage for the TNA title, which was very interesting. That was like the first and last time Kenny Omega was over there. He's like, look, don't bother me about coming to Rampage no more. Y'all go ahead and have fun. I already did my little charity work. And I think like the second week after that was when CM Punk came to AEW, so that was interesting too. We've had a lot of great moments with Rampage, and I think a lot of not so great moments with Rampage. I do hope that Rampage is a learning experience for AEW as a whole, because there were some ups and quite a few downs with that, but with Rampage being no longer a thing now, they can focus on other things such as making Dynamite and Collision better shows, and also with them not having to have Rampage to film anymore, they can possibly be taking a little bit more time and more effort into filming Ring of Honor. Now, let's talk about this new episode, the last episode. They start things off on the wrong foot with the Nueve, the King of New York. Can't believe I'm saying that. Chris Jericho versus Anthony Bowens. When Anthony Bowens came out, to my surprise, Max Caster was with him. I thought they quietly broke that group up. Apparently not. They came out together, and Max Caster does probably one of his worst little raps that he's ever done. And from there, he and Anthony are not on the same page. A few times throughout the match, you can see that they are just not in the same page. And this is me talking like as if this was a tag match. It's just that Max Caster was doing stupid shit just to get in front of the camera, even when Anthony Bowens is the one who is going after Chris Jericho for the Ring of Honor title. So his ass kept getting involved and whatnot, trying to kind of be a star in the situation. We did have Big Bill, who was ringside, but if it wasn't for Brian Keith, who came out there to make sure that the Nueve keep that title on him, then he probably wouldn't retain. Who knows? What ended up happening here is Brian Keith, he goes to go take the Ring of Honor title. He's in the ring going back and forth, pulling onto the title with Max Caster. I guess Max Caster knows that he's going to hit Anthony Bowens with it, so he's trying to take it out of his hands, but he yanks so hard onto the title that it ends up going from Brian's hand to Max's hand, but yanking back onto Anthony Bowens' face, knocking him out. And Max Caster is shocked as hell. Brian Keith is shocked as hell, but whatever, that's what he needed anyway. And then Nueve goes on to pin Anthony Bowens for the win. Y'all know they had to give us a little bit of drama for the last episode of Rampage. Now, are they going to split this group? Please split this group. I don't want to see them together anymore. This is definitely the beginning of the end for the Acclaimed, and the quicker they get this done, the better. So now, before Private Party come out to have their little squash match, they have this video of them walking through the city of New York where everybody is staring at them, paparazzis taking pictures and filming and all that stuff. I wish it was like that for y'all over there in New York. Now, look, we love Private Party, but we haven't really seen much of them since they have won the tag titles. And honestly, I'm a little bored, but I'm going to give it a little time to see what they end up doing with this group. Now, they do come out to have a squash match, and honestly, I'm not feeling it. We've only seen them have one match since they've been champion. This is a second match, and honestly, a squash is not good for the tag champions. Now, after this, Leo Rush, Action Andretti, they get into the ring to go and attack Private Party. And I'm just like, oh, you know what? They did win that match against Top Flight to earn a title shot against Private Party. And I was like, good. Tony Khan is adding in that last little match on the main card for the pay-per-view. But then, here comes our boys, Top Flight. They come and fight too. And I'm just like, oh, okay, I didn't expect y'all to come out, but okay. It takes the use of security guards to come out there and actually do their jobs to separate everyone. And I'm a little bit concerned at that point because I was just like, oh, maybe Tony Khan's going to have all three of these teams go at it for the title at the pay-per-view. But don't worry. Give me a moment to disappoint y'all about what they're actually going to do with these teams. After this, we get a quick little promo from Firehouse Hobbs. He has a match against Takeshita for the international title. I guess they just remember that this is still happening last second. We really didn't get too much going on with the two of them. You guys know Powerhouse Hobbs was part of Don Callis' family before he got injured. He's upset that Uncle Don, Takeshita and them didn't call him to see how he was doing during his recovery after his surgery and all that stuff. Maybe I would be a little salty too. However, we gotta have to get used to it. Sometimes people are just not good friends. And I really don't expect much from Uncle Don anyway. Now, they're going to have their match for the title. I don't see that title going anywhere. But hey, who knows? Who knows what might happen at the pay-per-view. After this, Thunder Rosa goes against Layla Gray. Layla Gray gets a jobber's entrance. She's already in the ring by the time Thunder Rosa comes out, which I found to be very interesting because she was on the show on not Collision, Dynamite, right? Wasn't she against? She went against somebody recently. I don't know. I can't even remember. And she has her match with Thunder Rosa. Would I call it a squash? Not completely a squash, but this was much quicker than I thought it would actually go. Thunder Rosa just doing her little warm up before she get her hands on Mariah at the pay-per-view. I didn't care for this at all. Now, before we get into the juicy stuff, they did announce 3 pre-show matches that's going to be at World's End, and they're all disappointing to me. We have Toni Storm versus Layla Gray, and we also have QT Marshall versus Double J, and I'm just like, oh my God, kill me now. And then to make matters worse, this is how they disappoint us about what they're going to be doing with those teams. Instead of putting the tag team championships on the line against Lio Rush and Action Andretti, like they said that they would have, but not at the pay-per-view specifically. But I figured this is a good time to get these young guys in the ring at a pay-per-view. They don't do that. They end up doing some stupid shit with having Top Flight teaming up with the Outrunners versus Action Andretti and Lio Rush and the Murder Machine. What the fuck? Murder Machines. Is that Murder Machines? Lance Archer and Brian Cage. Really, Tony? I don't understand what the fuck that's about. For what, you know what? I'm not going to dissect this thing. This thing don't make sense to me at all. You had your opportunity right there to put Lio Rush and Action Andretti in that match that they have already earned a couple of weeks ago to go against the Private Party at the pay-per-view. Y'all could have just done that instead of throwing them in with other teams in an 8-man tag. I'm not feeling it. Now, main event, I've been waiting for this for quite some time. Hook versus Nick Wayne. Mama Wayne come out there with her little snowflake outfit. Kip Sabian is out there for whatever reason. And then our stepdaddy, Christian, who's there with the money in the clipboard thing, whatever you call it. They're there. And yes, they're cheating. You know, it depends on who you ask. And the referee ends up telling them to get the fuck out. Hook has his hand in the cast, and I'm not gonna lie, I just feel like every other week he has it on or he has it off. I don't know. For convenience, the damn cast was on his arm today, and this was the day that I was actually hoping that Nick Wayne would beat the shit out of Hook and expose him for being a shitty wrestler. And honestly, Tony Khan had other plans, so Hook ends up winning, but he doesn't look great, but because we do have our stepdaddy and Kip Sabian coming out again, trying to help Nick Wayne take the win, and obviously doesn't end up working out for Nick. But I do feel like even the chemistry between the two of them wasn't what I was hoping it would be, and Hook doesn't actually end up getting a beatdown, especially when we have Shibata who comes out with a 2x4 looking like Hacksaw Jim Duggan chasing our stepdaddy and Kip Sabian around the ring to get them the hell out. And Shibata, didn't I tell you stop babysitting Hook? Like, what are we still doing about this Hook and Shibata thing? I'm absolutely over it at this point. Now look, here comes the drama. This is how they end up ending the show, because there was like at least another 12 minutes left of the show, and I was like, okay, what are they gonna do? They're gonna show all the best moments of Rampage or some shit? That's what I thought they were going to do. But then we cut to backstage. There's somewhere on some staircase is Darby Allin snatched up against a wall, and the Death Riders are surrounding him. Darby Allin is choking, trying to breathe while they hold him against that damn wall. Now, what they end up doing is they beat his ass up. They lay him down when Claudio takes a chair and put his head in between the chair from where he folded, and then he gets on something. He's standing on something just so he can be up a little bit higher, and jumps down onto Darby Allin's neck, and then they throw him down the fucking staircase like he's just a piece of shit. And then I'm just like, oh, okay, that's how we end in the show? No, there's more. So then we come back, I think commercial break or whatever, some shit. And then it's Darby probably dead or whatever, Moxley and Marina in the ring. And it was very interesting because Marina was wearing Moxley's jacket. And at first I was just like, oh shit, okay, she's wearing his jacket. Now I will say this, when I watched the clip back, the little segment thing they had in the stairway when they was killing Darby, Marina nipples were showing. So I'm guessing that's why she was wearing the jacket by the time they went out. Now, well, it wasn't showing, but like through the shirt. That's what I mean. Like through the shirt, you can see them. Now, they're in the ring, and then Moxley goes on and say, anybody who's booing me right now, I could understand. But if you're booing me, you should take another look at yourself and try to figure out what problem you got going on. He's right. He's right. Now, so he goes on to say, if anybody in this company have a problem with what the hell I'm doing here, what the hell Death Riders is doing here, come on out here and let's see if I can do something about that little problem of yours. So then, I didn't expect this person to come out first, but it was Commander who came out first to get his ass whooped. And as he's making his way to the ring, he's running to the ring, Claudio wasn't even there, okay? I don't know where Claudio came from. He just flew out of nowhere and caught Commander dead in the motherfucking face. And he deserves it, because y'all seen what happened when Commander pretty much cheated so he can beat Claudio in their Continental Classic match. So he deserved that, right? Now, Pac, no clothes, just his trunks on, kick pads and everything, just ready for whatever, and you know, we're down for it. We love that. Willa Yuta is there, you know, he's there doing something, and Marina's there for whatever. So now they're beating up on a Commander. They brought him in the ring, they're whooping his ass. Then here comes Top Flight. Top Flight coming out there, being ultimate baby faces, but getting no opportunities in the company. But they're one of the first ones out there to get their ass whooped. And then from there, more heels are coming in and baby faces. Takeshita came out there with Leo Rush, Action Andretti. Even, what's his name? Orange Cassidy came out. Only Orange Cassidy music came out. And then when Orange came out, he's standing at the stage. Marina walked up and she's like, bitch, bring it on. I got no problem putting my hands on you. Now, Orange, he's not going to put his hand on a lady or whatever Marina is. So then we just wait for Willow Nightingale to come on out there, and Willow and Marina are going at it. And then from there, half the motherfucking roster is there. All of Don Callis family was out there. Tony Storm out there. What the hell is Tony Storm doing out there? Tony Storm, I do remember seeing Deonna Purrazzo with that big ass fur coat, like leopard print fur coat. Harley Cameron was out there. A couple of the girls, they even had some female security guards, which I didn't even know they had, came out there to break up the girls, but that didn't work out. Damn, Beast Mortos came out there. He had a suit jacket and some jeans and some nice little classy boots, and I was just like, oh my god, can the cameraman focus on Beast Mortos? Like, damn, I didn't even get a good shot of him, but I did see a little something. He was looking good. And a few other people came in. There was so much people, and they were kind of having a hard time. You have to go back and kind of slow it down a little bit to see what everybody was into. At this point, you're either babyface or you a heel. Everyone who came out was either Team AEW or Team Death Riders by default, because it's just like, well, what the fuck are you doing there? You just came out here just to fight because everybody else is fighting. And for me, I'm just like, whatever happens from here, we got to keep that momentum going. If you came out there and you were beating up on the baby faces, then it would be great to see those people kind of side with Moxley. The next time we see the Death Riders getting into whatever shenanigans, it would be great for them to kind of grow a little bit of an army, right? And I don't know if they're going to go that route, but they got to continue whatever is going on from what happened tonight at Rampage. Now, Jay White came out there, Hangman came out there, and they're fighting in the ring. Now, we do have our boys, the rest of the guys from Death Riders, who are trying to keep those three opponents of Moxley's for tomorrow night away from Moxley. And they do for maybe a few seconds or whatnot. But then again, all these people that came out there to fight, it was just absolute crazy. Now, somehow, Pac and Willie Yuta, he's too young to be in all this foolishness. He should be in bed, tucked in or whatever. Pac is just like, you know what, Wheeler, let's go. So they are going towards the back. They see like the production stuff that's outside near the ring, and they end up destroying it. The lights cut off, the sound cut off, and it's just pitch black in there. But you can tell people still fighting in the ring. They just throwing blows, whatever. And I'm just like, oh, okay. This is how we ending Rampage. So now, Marina, Moxley, they pretty much kidnap the cameraman, and they take him to the production truck that they have outside, and they're threatening the people that's in the production truck, and he goes, oh, this is what happens in Rampage, chaos, nothing but chaos. And then he goes on to say that he's going to end this whole Rampage thing, and then they end up cutting it, and that's how they pretty much cancel the damn show, basically. Maybe I'm not doing justice to the way I just described it, but it was a really great ending to Rampage. And not just a great ending to Rampage, but a really great way to continue the Death Riders thing. When like a month or so ago, when Moxley said he was going to take over the Superstation, that's what the fuck we wanted to see him do. When he said he was going to take over last time, he did nothing. But we finally got something for it tonight on Rampage. Really great way to close out the show, and definitely prepare us for what's hopefully to come for AEW with the Death Riders. I really did like that. Now, Rampage is done. Once they have the whole Max thing come out, you'll be able to go back and look at Rampage shit or whatever. Maybe AEW might post the best of Rampage or some shit on YouTube. I don't know, whatever. It's been a good 3 years. When they needed it came through. But I figured that once Collision was on and popping, that at some point they was going to have to get rid of Rampage. And that's it. I don't know if they're going to have any other show, but if Tony Khan is considering having another show to, I don't know, take place of Rampage or whatever situation is, I would love to see better with Dynamite, Collision, and Ring of Honor before they introduce any other motherfucking show within AEW. Because now that it's one show out of the equation, we could be using more time and energy on these other shows. Guys, thanks so much for watching my review. No more Rampage. At least that's one less night that I gotta do a review. But you guys know I'm here for everything else. Y'all know to come to my channel for those AEW Ring of Honor reviews. You guys, I do appreciate y'all watching my review. I'll see you guys tomorrow for Well Then. Bye.